Hi there. Today we're going to do a standard routine, full length routine, level 1. So all you need today is your mat and your head block or pillow. So let's start in our supine position, which is laying on your back. Settling down onto the mat, making sure that you're nice and comfortable and the back is nice and straight, the spine is nice and straight on the mat. Relax your arms out to the side and just check in to see how your body's feeling on the mat today. Make any little adjustments that you need to make yourself comfortable. Always starting with our Pilates breathing, so in through the nose, expand your lungs nice and wide, and breathe out through the mouth. Breathing in through the nose, and breathing out through the mouth, and just continue your breathing pattern there. Generally we work on about a count of 5, so breathe in through the nose to a count of 5. Breathing out to a count of 5. And with each breath, just allow yourself to sink into the mat a little bit more. Soften the body, let go of any tension that you might be building in the body. As you continue breathing there, now you're going to bring awareness to your pelvic floor abdominal zip. It's just that nice drawing upwards and inwards. On the out breath, just draw a little deeper. Imagine you zipping up a pair of jeans from your pubic bone to belly button, and as you do that, the tummy just subtly draws down and away. Then you're going to move into your pelvic tilts, starting to mobilize the spine. On your out breath, little tilt. Reach your bottom towards your heels. So there's this connection to the mat through the feet. It's like you're trying to drag the bottom towards the heels. Breathe in back to neutral and breathe out. So each time I teach, I try and add in a few little different cues that will help you really understand how the movement plays out in your body. And everybody, you can continue there while I talk, everybody responds to different verbal cues. So we give you a visual here, but ultimately to really create a strong success for your Pilates, you want to be able to develop your listening skills and your concentration skills and this real mind-body connection, where as I give you a cue, you go really internal and deep and try and find what that feels like for you. One more little tilt. That's called our imprint. We're tilting our pelvis and we're imprinting our lumbar spine on the mat. Let's come back to our neutral position. Moving now into our pelvic curl, taking the block away or pillow away, shoulder press here. Take your arms to A-frame and breathe out as you press the backs of the shoulders into your mat. Let's do another press. Breathe out, draw the shoulders back and connecting there. Now we're going to tilt to pelvic curl, breath in. On the breath out, tuck your pelvis, imprint your spine, peel your spine up. Let's just go straight down with an in-breath. So we're going to breathe in lower. You'll hear this cue differently, but for today, breathe out to imprint, peel up, stretch the hips, press the shoulders, breathe in lower. It's just breathe out to lift and breathe in to lower. So you continue your work there. Breathe out to lift. You don't have to keep up with me or my cues. I'll just drip feed them in as we go. Tilt, peeling up, breathing in as you peel down. Let's do 2 more of those. So as well as mobilizing the spine, keep going. As well as mobilizing the spine, you're activating the hamstrings and glutes through that work. Let's do 1 more, peeling up. Now you're going to hold your bridge position. Check your nice connection to feet. Check the shoulder press. See if you can draw the shoulders down towards your hips. Now here's a challenge. Float the arms straight above your shoulders. Here, so we've removed our base of support. We're going to do some scissors here. Breathe in, lower one arm down, one arm goes back. Breathe out, back to start. Breathe in, scissor the opposite direction. Breathe out, back to start. It's breathe in, open your scissor. Breathe out, close your scissor. Keep working through those legs. Keep going. Breathe in, open, a little bit of challenge. Breathe out, back to center, warming up the quads and the glutes. Keep going. Breathe in, open. Breathe out, back to start. Breathe in, open. Last one coming up. And breathe out, back to start. Ready to roll down. Breath in and breathe out. Peel down. So hopefully that got you warmed up a bit more. Lower down, lower the arms, head block if you need it. We're going to move into our ab press. Tummy zip, breath in. On the breath out, float one knee at a time to tabletop position. Hands on knees, knees to chest, rock side to side. I love a good rescue position. This is your rescue position. Nice roll on the back there. Take this little rest whenever you need to. I'm not there to watch you, to tell you to go to rest, so it's your job, your responsibility to do that. Back to tabletop position. Both palms on both thighs. Breath in, prepare. Breathe out as you press. Breathe in, pause and soften. Breathe out, press. So if you've done the time savers and our first, I think, 1 or 2, we've had this one in all of these first 3 routines. Breathe out, press. I love to teach options. This ab press is our, for those people that struggle, keep going with the upper body lifting. So know that when we teach that throughout the routines, this ab press is always for you to fall back on. Breathe out to press. 2 more, press. 1 more coming up. Press. Let's take our rescue. Little rock side to side. So now we're all in that warming up the abdominal stage of the routine. Let's come back to tabletop. 1 hand on top of the other. To your right thigh, breathe out, press. Breathe in to switch. Breathe out, press. Breathe out to press. Switching and alternating sides. Breathe out to press. Keep going there. Breathe out to press. And press. And press. How's your tummy going? Press. You might keep going. You might feel it in your hips as well. And press. And 1 more each side, but definitely not in your neck and shoulders. So relax a little bit. Press. And let's go. Arms down, 1 foot at a time to the floor. Let's just take a small sway through the knees. Just loosens off any tension in the back that you might be building there. We're going to do our single leg lifts. So our job in single leg lifts is ideally not to move the pelvis. So we talk all the time about stabilizing the pelvis. If you need to bring your hands on your bony landmarks of your hips, do that. Let's start with the right leg. We're going to do 5. Breath in, prepare. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. 2 more. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Last one. Breathe out to lift. You're going to transition to the other side. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out to lift. Left leg. Breathe in, lower. And 2. Breathe out to lift. Breathe out to lift. And 2 more. Breathe out to lift. And last one there. Breathe out to lift and lower. You can bring your knees into your chest and do a little rock side to side there. We're going to do from tabletop into a side supine twist. Let me just pause for a moment. Put the feet down. Sore backs, feet on the floor, backs going good, knees to tabletop. Let's drop your legs over to your left there. All the way over. Now, you can take your left hand and draw it on that knee. And you can just make sure you've got no tension in that right shoulder and the neck. Just find some softness there. Draw that knee down. Let's have 3 good breaths here. Big Pilates breath and relax. Let's do one more big breath there. If you needed to soften that, just adjust the knees however you need to. Let's let go of that knee. Now breathe in, reach that knee to center, tabletop, transition, breathe out, bring the other one. Let's go over to the other side, drop it down, hand on knee. Bring the other arm back. You can take the palm up or down, whatever feels right. Soft shoulders. Just breathe through that supine side twist there. Last breath there. And releasing that knee, and one knee at a time back through center. And we always cue 1 foot at a time to the floor. This is really important. Just know that if we just yank the knees up and drop them down, there's a real lack of control there. So we want to always have that nice core awareness. So feet in line with the hips. We're going into our knee tags. Knee tags is about pelvic stability. Relax your arms to the side. Right knee, breathe in, draw the right knee towards out to the side. Breathe out, back to start. We're doing 5 of those. Breathe in as the knee just draws out to the side. Breathe out, back to start. While you're doing that, you're checking the pelvis is not moving. Breathe in. Breathe out, your other leg's not moving. Breathe in. Breathe out. And last one coming up. Breathe in. Breathe out. And the other side. Left knee, breathe in, draws out to the side. Breathe out, back to start. Breathe in, draw the knee away. Breathe out, back to start. All abdominals, right? 3 more. Breathe in and breathe out. Excuse me. Breathe in and breathe out. Here's your last one coming up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Excellent work. Going into our hundreds prep. You might have discovered this in the time saver one. And let's reach long. So this routine's an extension of that routine. Make those arms long. There's a few more little surprises in this one. Feel your shoulders onto your back. Let's do pulse, pulse. Shh, shh, shh. As you pulse your hands down, it's a pulse breath. Shh, 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 shh. So you're creating blood flow. You can make it faster if you want, but keep working. Length through the wrist. Keep going there. Length through the wrist, push, 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 shh, 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 shh. Keep going. Pulse, 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 pulse. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Just relax. Okay, funky little movement, that one, right? Very traditional Pilates. I'm going to do add-ons here. Feet on the floor, always an option. Knees to tabletop. And we're going to do that again. Reach, push, 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 down and long. Shh, 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 shh. Keep going there. Shh. I'm going to give upper body lifting options. If you want to use your upper body, let's lift. Get those shoulders off the mat. Continue your hundreds. Shh, 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 shh. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep going. Your options here. If your neck gets a bit tired, you can take one hand behind your head. Support yourself so you're still using your tummy muscles. Keep going. Or we can always lower down the shoulders. You know that. Let's go. Keep going. Shh, 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 shh. Shoulders raised, shoulders lower. Let's go for 20 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then another set of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold it up if you're up. Lower down. Knees to chest, little rock side to side. Okay, good work. Get those tummy muscles going. I'm going to do our bicycle introduction, and let's take 1 foot at a time to the floor. I'm going to do a couple of little different versions of this. 3 versions, in fact. Right knee to tabletop. Let's draw the toe up towards the shin. Let's push through the heel and circle. Push and circle. Now, I want you to imagine that that heel is locked into a pedal. And your goal there is it's round. So we're not trying to do a single leg stretch. We're creating this precision of movement where it's perfectly round each time. Push, drag. So it's not about lengthening, it's circular. Circular, there you go. 3, 2, and 1, and reverse. That's funky. Push through the heel, circle, push, circle. Tummy's working the whole time. 3, 2, and 1. Good work. Foot to floor. Sway off the knees, sway off the hips. Left leg. Let's go. Lock that ankle in place. Push, drag. Might feel completely different. This one feels completely different for me. Circle, push, drag, push, drag. Watch you're not building any tension around the neck and shoulders. Whoop, got a bit unco then. Push, drag. And last one, reverse, circular. I find it really hard to keep the position on this side. Push, drag, 4, 3, 2, and 1, foot to floor. Okay, very level, basic one, that one. Let's go tabletop now, one knee at a time to tabletop. Okay, ideally we're in neutral, but if you need to bring the knees back in, you can. Draw the toes up to the shins. Now this one, let's keep it small and controlled. Push, drag, push, drag. Shh, shh. We can do a little pulse breath with that one. Push, drag, circular. Yeah, circular, round, round. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what's coming? Reverse. Push, drag, push, drag, push, drag. And let's do a couple more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 1 foot at a time to the floor. Sway off our knees. So our third version. Now you've got lots of options there. You know what they are. Our third version is that we lift the upper body. We always have to make sure we lift from the abdominals and not from the neck. Okay, tummy zip, knees to tabletop. Lock your ankles in your bike pedal. Start your circles, your bike work. You can reach your arms long past your hips, just like your hundreds, and lift. Push, drag, shh, 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 shh. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You know what's coming. Reverse. Push, drag, push, drag. Keep going. You lower your shoulders if you need to. And let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Knees to chest. Rescue position. Yay, that's the best position of all, right? Little rock side to side. I'm having fun, I hope you are. Okay, we're going to come to a seated position. So you can come over onto one side and come up to seated position, or you can draw your knees to the chest and curl up like a little ball, coming up to your seated position. We're going to go into the side reach. If you need to block your hips up, you'll block your hips up. Okay, nice and tall. Let's go over and reach. Breathe in, restack. Always restack the spine. We switch these postural muscles on that run up the back of the neck. And breathe out as you reach. Breathe in, restack. So we're not over leaning on that arm, just a little support arm. Breathe out, reach. Breathe in, restack. And reach, 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 reach long through that wrist. Anchor your sit bone down. Come on up and reach and restack and reach. Going to do a little add-on on this one. So let's reach long through your wrist. Now watch the shoulders not up around the ears. I want you to lead off your elbow and take your eyes towards the ceiling. So there's a little rotation back through your middle back. And let's rotate forward and reach. We're going to do 3 like that. So it's reach the elbow, rotate, take your eyes up and rotates forward. So we've got a side reach going on with a rotation, reaching that elbow back. Last one. reach, and come back up to seated position. I love all the mobilization through the mid-back area. I've got some degeneration in the middle of my shoulder blade, so I love moving that. And posturally, that's the work we really need as we get older as well. Put it on the list, right? All the work we need. Let's take the legs forward, swing the legs around to the other side. Block the hip if you need to. The main thing is that you feel comfortable in that position. So remember I said it's okay to take your legs forward if you're not comfortable in this position. Let's go over, let's reach. Breathe in, restack. As you reach over to the left, anchor your tailbone down or your sit bone. Breathe in, your sit bone there. Breathe out, reach. Breathe in, restack. And breathe out, reach. And restack. And reach. This time hold the reach. Shrug the shoulders away from the ears. So we go for our little rotation. Breathe in and sort of lead through the elbow, but we're really leading through the middle of the back, that bra strap area. Breathe out, rotate, reach. This is a rotation now. Breathe in, lead through the elbow and rotate. So it's a soft elbow. So from that stretch position, rotate up and one more. Reach and rotate up, last one, and then up to seated position, and we'll go into our spine stretch. So nice and tall. So what does neutral mean in this position? So it means that we sit tall on our sit bones. As soon as we slouch that pelvis back, we're out of neutral. Look what happens to the shoulders. It's all slumpy like. If you've got tight hamstrings, you'll need to soften your knees a little bit. Some people have to sit with really bendy knees, especially if your back's a bit tight as well. So whatever that works for you. Work between pointing your toes, flexing your ankles. Point your toes, flex your ankles. So you have a play of that when we do this spine stretch. So nice and tall through the crown. Someone has got you a string on the crown of your head, making your spine super tall. It takes work to do this postural work. Floaty arms, breath in. On the breath out as you reach up and over. Breathe in, restack the spine. Chin to chest, up and over. Breathe in, restack the spine. Keep going there. Make that work about the posture and the length of the spine. Chin to chest over, but we're not jamming. Breathe in, restack. Let's do 3 more. Shrug those shoulders back. You're not trying to reach out of the shoulders. Chin to chest, reach through the crown. Restack. If the shoulders are paining for any reason, you can just slide your hands along your legs if you want. Last one coming up. And reach. Restack. Arms long, trying to touch both walls. Soft knees if there's any pulling on the hamstrings and back. Breathe in tall through the crown. Breathe out, rotate over to your right. Breathe in back to center. We're going to do 4 each direction. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out, rotate. Breathe in back to center. Breathe out, rotate. Keep going there. Now if your arms get tired, keep going. If for any reason your arms are tired, shoulder problems, you can do little genie arms here. Just cross the arms over, but we're still rotating through the middle of the back. Breathe out, rotation. So there's a few arm positions. We can also do little cactus arms, but we'll teach you more about those positions at other times. So let's finish over on the left, back to start. So that's your spine rotation. Hope you're going great with this routine so far. So let's have a look at our next position. Go into side lying position. So you'll probably find most of the positions follow a pattern, okay? And in the core training, you'll see the positions and categories and positions. So they do follow a pattern here. So now we're going to go into a side lying position. Lay down on our right side. 3 choices. Head resting on the shoulder, bottom arm bent or use your block. You're supporting your neck at all times. Okay, I said bottom leg bent. Take your top leg long and your thigh is in line of your hip. See if you can make the leg even longer. Longer. So we get this lovely stretch through the front of the hips. We're just going to let the toe drop down. Breathe in and breathe out to lift. Breathe in lower and breathe out to lift. I'm going to count 8 of these. Breathe in lower, breathe out to lift. Breathe in lower, breathe out to lift. If I close my eyes and go off into space a little bit, it just means I'm enjoying the movement. And breathe out to lift. I love what I do, so I want to enjoy it alongside with you. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in lower, breathe out, lift. There's always a lengthening through the heel, maximizing the length through the whole leg, thigh, hips, and maybe start feeling a bit of glute work here. Breathe out to lift. And 2 more, lift. There's always 2 more, right? Lift it up. It's in line of your hip bone, the bony landmark. Circles through your heel. Circle, circle, circle. Could be a little pulse breath or nice slow breathing. 3, 2, 1. Let's pause. Rotate the other direction. And circle, circle, circle. And 3, 2, 1. Hold the leg there. And let's pulse up, up, up. Woo, that's working. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bend the knee in. Hope you got some good work there because I sure did. So we're going to do our adductor work, bottom leg long. Bend the top leg, anchor it, the foot at the front. Reach long through the bottom heel and lift. So it's breathe out to lift. Breathe in lower. Keep going, I'm just adjusting my position. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in to lower. Use the core to lift that leg. Lengthen, lift. And breathe out to lift. And breathe out to lift. And lift. You got 2 more. And lift. And lift. And hold it up. Can you make that leg longer underneath? And let's go pulse. Pulse, pulse, pulse it up. Lift, lift, lift. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax that leg down. Good job. Okay, bend the knees up. Hip stack, shoulder stack. We'll do our standard side lying openings. I think I need to get a longer shirt. Arm out the front. Breathe in, float the arm to the ceiling. Now, we've got to watch the shoulder joint here. I want you to shrug the shoulder on the back. Feel that connection and take the whole lot back, your arm and thoracic as one unit as you rotate back. Hold for an in-breath. Out breath, use your tummy muscles to bring it home and lower the arm. It's breathe in, arm to ceiling. Breathe out, rotate. Each time you're trying to get a little bit incrementally more back through that mid-back, shoulder blades to mat. Breath in. Out breath, pelvic floor zip, bring it all home and lower. Keep going there. So remember the shoulder, we're not hanging out of the shoulder. We keep that in its joint as the arm goes back. Hold for in-breath. Out breath, bring it home. Lower, just 1 more there. Breathe in, arm up. Breathe out, rotate. Hold for a big in-breath. On the out breath, bring it home and lower that arm. So that's a tried and true tested position. We'll do that regularly, that side lying rotation. Great for mobilizing the thoracic spine. As I already said, love to do that. So let's come over onto the other side now. Hips stacked, shoulders stacked. Oh. Supporting the neck. Bottom legs bent, top legs long. Standard side lying position set up. Now reach that leg super long. There's your bony landmark there. Line up the hip. And we'll lower to the floor and breathe out to lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in, lower. So even in these side lying positions, we want to be thinking about the posture at all times. So we don't want to sort of like curl the chin forward. I have a habit of looking forward because I'm looking for my alignment, but I have to remind myself, remember the neck is an extension of your spine, so we're still working length even in this position, neutral length. Let's do 2 more. Breathe out to lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out to lift. And hold it up. Make that leg even longer. Let's do pulse up, pulse, 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 pulse. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you need to pause, you'll just pause. Otherwise, we're taking that leg into our circles. We're circling from the thigh bone, not the ankle. Let's go circles, circles, circles. And circles, circles. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, other direction. There's always more, right? Circle, circle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And this is just the beginning. You just wait. Got so much great Pilates to bring your way. Inner thigh lifts of the bottom leg. So bend the top leg, anchor it. Reach long through the bottom heel. Stretch through that bottom leg and breathe out to lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out to lift. Breathe out to lift. Breathe out to lift. And lift. Lift. And let's do 4 and 3 and 2, 1. You know what's coming. Hold it up. Pulse, 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 pulse. Let's go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower that leg. Bend the knees. Stack the knees, stack the hips. Our side lying rotation or book openings. Arms straight out the front of the chest. Breathe in, float the arm to ceiling. Shrug that shoulder on your back. Breathe out, rotate back. Oh. Think about that bra strap area. That's where we're rotating back to, through. Hold for an in-breath. On the out-breath, bring the whole lot back as one unit. Lower the arm. So it's breathe in, arm to ceiling. Breathe out, rotate. My trusty little plant's in the way here. In breath. Out breath, bring it up and lower. Breathe in, arm to ceiling. Breathe out, rotate. Breath in on the breath out. So you might, I don't know if you've noticed, but you might have noticed it's harder on one side. Other side definitely is harder for me, my tight side. This side's, you know, I got great mobility on this side. We're not perfect beings, that's for sure. But Pilates will certainly help bring as much balance as we can back into the body. Let's do one more. Breathe out, rotate. Lovely, breath in. On the breath out, bring it home. Lower that arm. Awesome. I hope you enjoyed that side lying routine. So our next position is going to be prone position, which is laying on your tummy. You want to just take your elbows out in line of your shoulders. Wiggle the pubic bone and the hips into the mat. And first of all, we're just going to pause and just have a little rest in this position. So take your forehead down. Okay, in our prone position, draw your shoulders onto the back and get a sense that you're pressing slightly into the palms and dragging the shoulders onto your back. So we're not pressing down to lift, we're pressing down to bring those shoulders back. Let's revisit our prone breathing. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Now, even though I'm cueing these cactus arms or Gold Coast arms, feel free to put your hands under your forehead for a couple of breaths. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through your mouth. So I've just raised my head because it's easier to cue like this, but for you to keep your forehead downwards. Check that your abdominals are zipping away from the floor. So our prone breathing is about connecting with the mat and the core. So there should be a little bit of a zipping just below the belly button. It's really subtle. So when we're truly in our deep abdominals, the tummy just draws away slightly from the floor. That's your feedback that you're connecting correctly in prone position. Now we're going to move into a little bit of back extension. Shoulders back. Breathe in, lift and lengthen through the crown of your head, and breathe out to lower. So it depends on your posture. Breathe in to lift. You might be able to look forward on the front of your mat, but check that you're not hyperextending your neck. You'll know that if you're trying to hyperextend, it feels very uncomfortable. The back of your neck is long. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in, lift and lengthen, and breathe out to lower. So it's not about height, it's about how long can you get your spine here. Breathe in, lift and lengthen. I also call this the happy turtleneck. So you've got this long neck reaching out of your shell. Breathe out to lower. Breathe in, lift. And breathe out to lower. So in our future routines, we'll be adding all sorts of challenges to back extension. It's amazing postural work and we all need it. Let's do 2 more. Breathe in, lift. So there should be no lower back pain on this. If you're experiencing any of that, you may need to just lower down a little bit more. Last one. Breathe in, lift. And just relax back down, forehead down. Just shake out the hips onto the mat. Guess what's coming? We've got, I know you don't know what's coming, but we've got a little push-up coming. Now, I'm not a huge push-up fan. I have some wrist issues and shoulder issues, so push-ups are really hard for me. But let's give it a crack, and I'll give you lots of modifications as we go. So first of all, let's just come to all fours position. Just on all fours position. So we can take our hands wide. There's loads and loads of options, right? We can do tricep push-ups. But let's for now just take our hands under our shoulders and just hinge the hips slightly forward. Don't drop the belly to the mat, right? It's a strong position. And then just take the bottom back. So let's just do that as a preparatory movement. You're just going to hinge the hips forward. I'm just adjusting my hands. I'm taking them a little bit wider. You're pushing your breastbone away from the mat and take the bottom back. So this is just all our prep work. Now that might be your push-up for today. Let's do that one more time. Let's just hinge the hips forward. You could shoulders back, long spine, bring it back. And now we're going to go and add 4 push-ups. So we're going to hinge forward. I'm not happy with my wrist position, so I'm moving them. Breathe in, lower. I'm just going halfway. Press up. Breathe in, lower. Press up. Just 2 more. Lower. Press. Lower. Press. Last one. Take your bottom back onto your heels. Rest position. Either knees together or knees apart here. So, look, if you love push-ups, you won't get a lot of them here. Like I said, not my favorite, but we still want to do some nice full body work. I do love lots of planks, so that's all coming. I do love the solid upper body, all body work in fact, but just not a huge fan of the old push-up. Just rest the head on your forehead there or on your mat. So remember our adjustments here, either knees together or knees apart. Push through the hands, push your bottom back onto your heels. All right, coming back to the all fours position. So I'm going to just introduce to you one more that's in the category of full body work, and it's an all fours position. It's called a knee float. Now, there's a couple of things. So we know where there's potential wrist issues. Also to arthritis of the toes can be an issue here. So let's look at our all fours position. I'm going to give you options. It's toes tucked under. Now, if that's okay for you, all and good. You can turn your toes away. It's a lot harder though. So if you can, it gives the feet and the toes a really good stretch. It's a strong all fours position. Draw up your tummy. Now, you're not going to arch the spine here. You're going to breathe in, and on the breath out, just hover the knees off the mat. It's strong. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, hover. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. Breathe in, lower. Breathe out, lift. And lift. 2 more. Breathe out, lift. 1 more coming up. Breathe out, lift. And lower down. And let's go back to rest position. So great preparatory work for the planking that we'll do a little bit later. So let's now come into a glute stretch. So this one can be a little bit rough on the knees. So if you need to, just lay on your back or lay on your side and find another stretch there. Okay, so let's bring our left knee to our left wrist and then wing that leg out to the side. Walk your back leg back. Walk it back. Walk it back. Now we're trying to open up the front of the hip on that one. Keep reaching it long. Bring your elbows down. Use a pillow if you need, and bring your forehead down. While you're holding that stretch, if your knee is pulling, you may need to bring your knee in a little bit or come onto your back. Pigeon stretch, one of my all-time favorite yoga stretches. But we certainly do lots of crossovers here in Pilates with yoga, especially with the stretches. Just one more breath there. Then you can slowly come out of that. Just remember, these positions they're an opportunity for us to check in with our body, just to see where we're holding tension. Even in a stretch, yeah, it can be tough. You know, if we've got arthritic joints or any sort of problematic areas. But sometimes, I come back to your all fours, sometimes it's just tension that we hold in our bodies. So it can be just everyday life stress. We don't even realize it, that we might hold it in certain places in our body. Often neck and shoulders is a big one, but you know, some people are real butt clenches or just gripping in certain areas of your body. So these sorts of stretches, like the pigeon stretch that we're doing now, they're opportunities just to check in with the body and just allow yourself to release and let go and just have that little moment of observation. So let's long cue into the next position. So back to our pigeon. Bring the opposite knee to the opposite wrist, wing it out to the side, and walk that back leg back. And then come on down. Relax. Just breathe and zip through that movement. Just make any little adjustments you need to. Let go of any tension, any tightness. Just give yourself permission. And then we're going to slowly come out of that And just coming over onto your backs now. Block or pillow if you need it. Just bring your feet together and let your knees just flop out to the side. So this nice sense of length out through the thighs. Just lost my microphone, so I hope that wasn't a problem. And then just from there, just do a little rock side to side. Just rocking the hips. Now if your back's not liking that, you can certainly bring your knees together. Just do a small sway through the knees, side to side. Side to side. Last chance just to relax and let go of any tension in the body. I hope you've enjoyed the routine today. Just a moment of mindfulness just before we wind up. And just taking a moment now just to give yourself a little internal high five for showing up today. You get results because you show up, making a difference to your life and your body, and setting the example for people in your life by striving to be healthy and well. Just one more sway each side, either position. Coming back to still for a moment. Let's just share 3 big breaths together. Don't have to be Pilates breaths, just soft breaths. In breath. And breathe out, completely relax, let go of any tension. Last breath coming up. And just let it go. And just bringing your awareness back to your body on the mat in your room. And slowly making your way up to seated position. So I hope you've enjoyed the routine today. Stay strong, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time.